overcast, 50% chance of rain kind of day, but I really want ice cream right now. So I'm gonna go to downtown and find some ice cream and go walk because that sounds so pleasant. Favorite ice cream place was closed in downtown, so just went to Juno Froyo. Now I'm just going for a walk, and there's no one on this trail, so I'm fine recording. Anyway, and also my phone's dying, so I don't know if this video will like die in the middle of making it, but so 3 favorite and least favorite things about being a songwriter. Just so we get this out in the open in advance, I'm not songwriting professionally yet. I'm just doing it for fun. And I'm so new at it, like, watch list based off of someone who's just getting into songwriting. I've only been doing this for less than 2 years. I expect that my favorite and least favorite things will evolve as I gain more experience and do more things. But for now, this is how it is. So, favorite thing number 1. Let's see if I can say this before my ice cream melts. Froyo. Favorite thing number 1 is, of course, being myself. So I got really cold from eating my ice cream. I had to put my hood on. But yeah, being myself, so fun. I mean, it's not that I was never, like, I never could be myself, but it's just like, let's say, it's just such a different position that I'm in compared to things I've done in the past, like clubs and sports. Those were great. It was great being a part of a team. And I get to wear the uniform and I felt like belonging. But it's just so, yeah, it's really different. Because there, whether I was dancing, doing karate, or running, I mean, you wouldn't really get to know me as a person. You would just see my strength, my body, how fast I am, strong I am. With being a musician, it's just the complete opposite now. It's like now I'm supposed to dress to stand out, I can't blend in. I write things, and now you're getting to know me slowly with each and every song, and I have a speaking role, a singing role, a voice role, and so it's just so fun to let my personality show. And so in addition to seeing the talent, you just get to know me, and I like that a lot. Ooh, a trash can. Here, look at my trash can throwing away skills. Actually, one least favorite thing would be also being myself. Being vulnerable is what I'm talking about, because I think part of what I hear, why a lot of people don't want to step out and put themselves out there, is just because they're afraid of what people will think. And what if they don't like my music? What if I'm not good enough? Yada yada yada. And putting yourself out there just puts you in the position to, yeah, be judged, and people can think what they want, and it's not your responsibility, really. It's just, you can only be who you are. Yeah, being vulnerable, it's really tough. And I do remember the first few songs that I wrote, and I put out on YouTube, like the first 3. I wanted to puke, because I am not really one to just like sing about all these personal stories and have people I don't know listen to them. But honestly, I think it's important. It's very important to be who you are and to have a voice. So another second favorite thing would be creating, for sure, because it's like that Bible verse, things that were invisible became visible. The things that came from my heart that were inside of me, eventually I made them visible by making a song or a video and just seeing all my ideas on the inside come to life in the world and getting released. And there's just no feeling like it. It's like my body's tired afterward, but my soul is so dissatisfied to contribute that. So my second least favorite thing would also be creating sometimes, because it's not always a fun process, especially if I'm writing about something that was very unpleasant. because with songwriting, you are forced to bring yourself to a certain moment and to draw your feelings out, lay them out in front of you, deal with them, which overall is really good for us, because in today's world, everyone wants to distract themselves whenever they feel pain. It's a painless society. They don't want to feel, so they find anything, think of anything but what they're going through. And it's good to be encouraged. It's good to not wallow where you are, but at some point when we go through things, we have to face it, because otherwise we're just avoiding reality. And in order to face it, we have to deal with it. We can't run away from it, which means it's just going to be hard for a little bit. Songwriting, it makes me have to think about what I'm going through, whether it's good or bad, more than I have to. Overall, it's good, because I feel so much better. And with songs like Impasse, for example, I wrote that in 2015, not really thinking it was going to be a song that I play now. But I wrote that when I was wrecked from a breakup, like we get. And whenever I play that now, I don't feel wrecked at all. I feel great. I play with a smile. It's one of my favorite songs, and it's a beautiful song. I just forgot all about what it was like in that moment, and now I just have like this beautiful masterpiece out of that. So overall, I'm thankful for creating, even if it means there are some days where it's unpleasant, but we go on, we move on. So back to the favorites. My third favorite thing would be all the learning that I'm doing. When I picked up my guitar, again, after a long time, decided to be a musician, I did not realize that this hobby of music would turn into 6 or 7 more hobbies. Can name those? So music, sound engineering, photography, videography, some marketing, songwriting. What's the 7th one? Video editing. This is where all my time goes. I'm learning so much. I literally did not know what I was doing at the beginning. All I knew was I just wanted to make an album and do have a few songs out. I didn't know it'd be like this long and like this many songs. I have 31 now, and I'm so blessed. I'm just so thankful to God for teaching me how to do everything. And I say that because I really had no mentor for this, and even though I looked and I didn't have an example, and I live in Juneau, Alaska, I mean, my resources are totally different compared to someone in LA. So literally everything are things that I've learned as I went on, took the next step, and that's what God does, is He always prepares me for the next step. So I learned something new every bit of the way, and eventually it just grows. And it's been so beautiful to see it grow, and I'm still learning. I still have so much to learn because I don't know everything, and that's what makes it really, really exciting and dynamic. No day is ever the same. So many projects came to me that were a complete surprise. So yeah, learning. The third least favorite thing would be being overwhelmed, although that doesn't happen a lot. And it's not something that's unique to musicians, as you know. I mean, I felt overwhelmed sometimes when I was in high school with a crap load of homework and being in 5 or 6 different clubs. It really applies to anyone who has like a big dream and so many thousands of pieces to go with it and trying to make it work. Yeah, sometimes I do have days where I think about all the things I have to do. You know, what do I have to do to meet the demands of music? But I really, really have learned to give it all to God. And every time I catch myself feeling like that, I say, no, I'm not gonna worry about this. It's stupid, it's useless. Just give it to Jesus. God is the author, beginning and the end. Everything's just gonna work out. So, speaking of that, the sun came out. So, yeah, those would be it. And just so you know, in the making of this video, it was so hard for me to write out things that I dislike about being a songwriter, because it just brings me so much joy. This is such a fun journey with God that I'm doing. And I don't even think about all the inconveniences, because overall, the amount of good and the amount of meaning that I get out of this is so much more than just like a bad day or two. So anyway, I hope this encourages anyone who might be in the middle of whatever and they're tired and uninspired. I have some of those days. But, you know, just stay consistent, and who knows where it'll lead. I don't know where this will lead, but I'm enjoying the journey, and it's only going up.